Hey guys, so today I wanted to go over some recent Target bin finds I got. Now, I did not get all of these at the same time. I got these over a span of a few weeks, but I didn't have enough to want to upload a video yet on them, and now I do. So these two I actually found on that trip with Jake Carroll, the last one we took, and we put them in the broken phones bag in my car, because we take a bag with us of smashed phones that we had smashed to recycle because we obviously don't want them. And we put these in the bag because we assumed they didn't work, but then I was cleaning out my car and I found the bag and I found these in it. I was like, hey, I should test those. So that's the story with those two. These two I found at my main Target a few days ago. And then these two I found at a Target near me, and this one I found at another Target near me. Because I kind of went around the day I found these to a bunch of Targets around me just because I was like, why not? I'm bored and I haven't been there in a while. And I actually got some pretty decent stuff out of those, which is nice because the one Target I barely find anything good, and I actually found something pretty reasonable. So yeah, let's just get into it. So starting off with these two iPhone 4s. They are both CDMA 8GB. This one is very messed up and has a broken touchscreen. I didn't expect it to work at all, but it does. I had to put a test battery in it because the battery was extremely bloated. That's why the back's all screwed up and doesn't even stick down, because it kind of just like warped it. But yeah, it does work. The touchscreen's just dead. Let's see if it'll actually do anything. Yeah, it just shows a low battery sign, but I'm probably going to part it out and smash it because the dead touch, but I can use like the battery that I put in here, the charging port, I guess the cameras, I don't know, because I do have a lot of iPhone 4 parts sitting around, so might as well get more. Okay, this is another iPhone 4, also CDMA 8GB. I'm pretty sure these were owned by the same people because they were at the same Target at the same time, both smashed. This one also works. It has a kind of bad replacement screen on it, but it does work. It just doesn't it doesn't have a passcode, but it has an iCloud account on it, and FMI is on. But this one's actually a really good parts phone for like a test screen, and then I have a very nice, like a very good battery in it. I believe the screen is an aftermarket replacement, but the phone itself does work, and it works perfectly fine. Every function on it works. It just happens to be FMI on with no passcode, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be stone dead. Yeah, I haven't tested these in a few weeks. I kind of just chucked batteries in them, charged them, see if they worked. This one did. This one had a broken touchscreen. Now, these two actually have a very interesting story. You may notice the SIM card slot's missing on this 3GS. Now, when I found these, I noticed some water in the screen of this one. And I found 4 phones. I found this 3GS, this 5S, I found a iPhone 4S, and a Galaxy S3. The S3 was missing a back cover and battery. All of the iPhones were missing SIM card slots. Someone deliberately tried to water damage them for some reason before throwing them out, because I opened it up. They were full of water. But unlucky for them and lucky for me, they didn't do a very good job of it, because if you're going to water damage a phone on purpose, it's probably a good idea to have the phone on so it actually shorts something out. These phones, I'm pretty sure, were all dead when that was done with them. So I cleaned them out. I got all of the water out. I soaked the boards in isopropyl alcohol. I let them sit for a bit, put them back in the phone. They work. Now, the S3 didn't work regardless. It just flashed the red light for the battery screen, because I didn't really clean that one out. I kind of just plugged it in because I wasn't too concerned about having another white working S3. And then the 4S had a broken screen. Like, the LCD was all messed up. Also, it is storming outside, so if you hear thunder, that's why. I don't know, ambience. But yeah, this 3GS is an 8GB, pretty much run-of-the-mill. It only has one problem now, and it's the home button doesn't work. And yeah, you can see the screen still has water in it, but I did like completely tear down the screen all the way down to like the digitizer and stuff to try to get all the water out of it, and I did a pretty good job. It just is a little damaged, like the backlight's a little screwed up, but it works perfectly fine. It's an 8GB, and something interesting about this, it's on iOS 4.3.2. I did not expect that when I found it. I just reset it, and now it needs me to plug it into iTunes to set it up, because it's that old of an iOS version. See? And obviously it is a 3GS, and that is proof that it's an older iOS. And just to show you, yeah, the home button does not work. But the back cover doesn't have a crack on it, although I opened the phone. The battery was really not even bloated. But to be safe, to not kill the motherboard with the battery pushing up on it, I did remove all of the motherboard screws. There's no screws in this motherboard besides like 1 or 2, I believe, just to be safe. But yeah, working 3GS, which is nice because I haven't had a working 3GS in a few years now. And then moving on to this 5S, they were owned by the same people, both no passcodes. And I actually got the password for the Apple, like it wasn't iCloud at the time, it was Apple, the Apple account for this. So I'm going to hope if it works on this 5S. Or the 5S has its own password in the notes because all of the passwords for that phone were in the notes. But there is one issue with this phone. It actually has a broken touchscreen, like the touchscreen's just dead. I'm not surprised. The screen is very water damaged, but when I do get a new screen for it, if I find a 5S that's iCloud locked, I will be putting it on this phone and seeing if it works. Because another interesting thing about this phone, it's on some version of iOS 10 still. So that's really nice. So hopefully I can get this thing recovered. It obviously works fine. I got all of the water out of it, and I mean all of it. I took basically everything out of the housing to make sure I could get the water out because I knew this phone was going to have a chance living. I did make the mistake. This was the only one I plugged in my car with the water still in it. It does still work. It got a little burnt inside around like the charging port area or the connector area for the battery, but it still works. The battery didn't. I had to put a new battery in it. As you can see, touchscreen is completely dead. And it just died. Cool. But yeah, this thing does work somewhat. And moving on to some actual working phones. This is a LG Ultimate 2, I believe. I actually had one of these as a main phone many years ago. It does work fine. It's in mint condition. It's an 8GB on-track phone. For some reason, I swear mine was a 4GB, and I also don't remember it having the light-up home button. But yeah, this phone works perfectly fine. There was some other phones at this Target. There was like a cheap ZTE running like Android 2, but I didn't grab it because I really didn't want that. This was the only one that interested me enough to grab it, so I did. And yeah, this thing works perfectly fine. See, the light up home button too. Moving on, this is the 2 finds for the last Target, but I'm actually going to show you the other one first. So this was a Galaxy J3. It was in mint condition, fully unlocked to all carriers from the factory. It had a screen protector on it. Yeah, it was perfectly working. There was nothing wrong with that phone. And I sold it for $40 or $39. So I actually got a reasonable amount of money for it. But moving on to the phones I still kept, this is a Galaxy S5. This one is a 16GB on Android 6, as all of them are. When I found it, this had a passcode, but I just reset it and it works perfectly fine. No Samsung lock or anything. I can show you it's a 16GB. It does it on Verizon. This one's in very nice condition. It had a screen protector when I got it, but I did take it off. The charging port flap is missing, but that's not a big deal. As you can see, 16 gig. And I have like 3 of these phones at this point. 2 are still stock. I have a black one that's stock and this white one that's stock, and I have another one on Lineage OS, but I don't know. I like the S5. It's the same thing with the S6. I may get a lot of them, but I keep all of them. Because, I mean, they don't sell for much, and they're kind of cool. Moving on to the last phone. This is a Galaxy S6. I will take it out of this flip cover case right now. This phone also works perfectly fine. I was kind of expecting to have a broken AMOLED because there's delamination there, there's delamination there, and there. It's just kind of beaten up, so I expected it not to work, but it works fully on Android 7. This phone is unlocked from AT&T. I did unlock it myself. It is a 32GB running Android 7. There's nothing wrong with this phone at all, minus the little delamination. See, 32 gig. It has a fair bit of charge cycles, but the battery, in my experience, does hold charge fine. See, 655 charge cycles. I could get a reasonable amount of money for this phone, probably like $50, but I don't know. I have an AT&T Galaxy S6 on Android 6. Now I have one on 7. And then my other S6 is on Lineage OS as well. But I think it's a Lineage OS Android 10. It was a stock one on Android 7 as well. But after I got this one, I was like, I might as well custom ROM that because I don't need 3 stock S6s. But yeah, this is a very nice phone. I'm very glad I found it. I do absolutely love the S6 series of phones. They're just really nice looking. But yeah, this thing works perfectly fine, and I have this flip cover case for it that I got in a trade a while ago. It was brand new when I got it in the trade too, so it's kind of cool. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the short little video of these finds I got over the past few weeks. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.